Look, for almost 80 years, Toys for Tots has helped make holidays brighter for children in need. But for many families, financial hardship doesn't just follow the season. It's something that they face every single day. That's why Toys for Tots has expanded its mission, becoming a year-round force for good. I love that term, force for good, delivering hope, support, and ensuring children in need have the support and encouragement that they need long after the holidays are over. Joining us to share more about Marine Toys for Tots is their president and CEO, Lieutenant General Jim Laster. Jim, thank you so much for being here, sir. Thank you. Absolutely.
Yes, thanks for having me on.
For sure. Look, a lot of people know Toys for Tots. They've heard of Toys for Tots. They see it at Christmas time, but they didn't recognize that this has now changed. You really put some effort into making sure that you could do this all year round, right?
Toys for Tots since 1947 has just hit it out of the ballpark helping children. We have distributed over 700 million toys.
Wow.
But it all started with me when I became the president and CEO 1 January 2020. I just thought that we could do more than just be a Christmas time charity. I said to the staff, I said, you know, kids don't stop being in need after Christmas. So let's start looking at what else we could do. And then of course, you know what happened. 2 months later, the pandemic hit.
Right.
And I said, okay, now is exactly the time that we need to get out there and provide some emotional support to children. Many of them have been sent home from school, so they don't have that support structure. In many cases, because of the economic impact of the pandemic, their mother and dad could have been laid off. So they need us right now. So in the spring of 2020, we found out that many of the Title I schools were still using their school buses to deliver school lunches. So we said, okay, let's put books and toys on those school buses. We delivered about $3 million worth of toys, books to children in need in the Title I school program. But now we're continuing to do things outside of Christmas to help foster children, to help children at risk, children with incarcerated parents. We're planning a fishing trip for foster children now.
That's crazy. That's unbelievable.
Yes,
General, I read something very interesting about the logo that you guys use. Tell us a little bit about the backstory.
Well, Major Bill Hendricks at the time, who later retired as a Marine Colonel, was the commander of the reserve unit in Los Angeles in 1947 when they decided they wanted to do this. You know, the Marine Corps didn't know what they were doing. They weren't ordered. They just decided we're going to help kids in the Los Angeles community area. And so that's what they did. Christmas morning, 1947, they got into their dress blues and went out and passed out, distributed toys and books and dolls. And so in his civilian life, Bill Hendricks was in the film industry. And as the story goes, he and Walt Disney, who he was friends with, were having lunch. And he said, Walt, he says, this thing is now starting to spread. Other reserve units want to do it. We don't know what to call it. We don't have a logo. And Walt Disney got a napkin and drew out the 3 little train cars and wrote in there, Toys for Tots.
That's insane. And people, I think, probably assume that this is a government-funded thing, right?
It is not government-funded. We are allowed by the Commandant of the Marine Corps to use the reserve units, Marine Corps reserve units, to help us during the Christmas season to collect toys and books and distribute those during Christmas time. Now, if something should happen, like, you know, we're also involved in providing emotional support to children after a natural disaster, hurricane, tornado, and if there's a reserve unit in the vicinity of that natural disaster, he would allow us to use them as well. But a few years ago, we've opened the aperture to allow civilians to come in. We train them, we vet them. We had over 60,000 volunteers last year.
You rely heavily on civilians, volunteers.
That's correct.
Not only the volunteering their time, but we also want a little bit, you can use a little funding.
That's right, that's right. It is a Marine Corps official activity, but all of the funding comes from the generosity of the American people.
If people wanted to get more information and wanted to be able to donate or volunteer their time, where would they go?
Just go to our website, toysfortots.org, and make a monetary donation, or visit the website and determine, you know, how best they could volunteer.
My goodness, thank you so much, sir, for being here and
Montel.
getting out the word, okay?
Thank you very much.
We need you guys, make sure, okay? And if you need more information, you can go to our website, balancingact.com.
Thank you.
We'll be back right after this.